departure of soul from the body. Long, long ago, the Namish Raya region, the high seas of Shaunak, Nadar started there, yeah, together, lasting about 1,000 years, so that they would get an birth in heaven. The region had come to Sutaji, who was a quite honorable welcome by the sages present there. The Sutaji was an expert in reciting various mythology themes and who had a long experience. Having welcomed the sages called Sothaji, he is kind to us who put a pollution bonds in the remains of the which books and bad deeds are they to minds which forms the next life. Sothaji said, Narayana Vishnu was all do a third of a patient is an art because humans in water, Nava, I and our table fish. He is a lot of luxury have repeatedly incarcerated themselves to destroy iniquity on the earth and redeem it from the sinners. It was he who incarnated himself to Rama to redeem the sages and shears from the irony infection on them by King Ravana of Lanka. He is incarnated as a Lord Narasimha to slay Hiranyakashipu and redeem Hiranyakashipu and redeem her. It is a Lord Supreme Vishnu who is a permanent creature, sustainer and destroyer, and the dreadful Rudrasa. Universe Varada, Lord incarnation he slew Hiranyakashipu to redeem the earth. He had also incarnated in the form of fish, a sage, Vedavasa, is also born out of this partial face who has authorized all the planets to have absorbed all the Puranas. If the Lord Vishnu is the best tree in the world, the root is the right to faith, and the Vedantas are the branches, and various Yuhavas are its flowers, and final salvation is the tree. So ultimately, it's the Lord Vishnu who is the best, final bestowant of all reward of all worship, and even the final salvation. We encountering the story, Sukha is once taught as Parvati as her spouse of the Lord Buddha and Shiva. That even when he himself was a supreme lord of the world, in whose worship he remained ever engrossed. After all, who is the Lord Supreme? Who is worship? I worship Lord Vishnu. He was the sole Lord of his entire creation, who is also ever revered by various other gods and sages. The same question when asked by Shaunak and other sages. Sutaji said, Lord Vishnu is the sole race of the entire universe. This precisely was the answer of Lord Shiva, Shiva to Parvati. It is the Lord Vishnu, the Lord Supreme, who incarnate the various forms, Narasimha, Rama, Krishna, etc., to protect the righteous faith on the earth. It's a form of Lord Rama. He destroys the demon. As Lord Krishna, he destroys those with wicked mentality. As Vara, he redeemed the earth. As a Narasimha, while protecting his devotee Balaram, Barala, Prakalad life. He had destroyed Hiranyakashipu. It is to him that I owe reference. I close my eyes. Hearing this detail about Lord Vishnu's greatness, bearing the authority of Lord Shiva himself, assembled sages because all the more curious. They asked the Shivaji, so whatever you have told about Lord Vishnu's endlessly display of all fears, but tell us about the affiliation and agonies that troubles the being in the ground and please tell us in detail about the way to Lord of death. Yama, what the sort of tortures are being subjected to in this way. Getting the questions Daji asked, well, now I will tell you all that I have about Lord Narayana enlightened Aruda in this context. Then Sutaji started narrating the way that Yama is highly inaccessible and difficult to explain. Yet, for your knowledge, I attempt to describe it. Once Garuda had asked Vishnu, oh Lord, even when it is easy to chant your name, still men deprive themselves from it and eventually reach hell. Devotion to use open thought many avenues being covered with a variety of places, as you once told me. But at present, what I want to know from you is that what sort of the way that one degree of own stage has to travel. The problem is will they face in the travel in the path. Please tell me in detail as to what way that one degree of your devotees use. Lord Vishnu said, Garuda, now I will tell you about the way to Yama as you have asked him. It is by transversing the path that the acquired being reach the realm of Yama. This describes the horrendous that falls into the hell. Those who are self-conceited, violent, arrogant due to their wealth and position, they invariably develop demonic tendencies and eventually fall into hell. Those who are infatuated and sexual and mundane pleasure and forgot God also fall into hell. But those who stay to redeem themselves by donating alms are far from this fall. But the sinners and the evil doer suffers torture while going to this realm of Yama. No. Now I will describe you the proof that sinners suffers in the cold and the next following the death. A man enjoys good and bad consequences in accordance with the goods and bad deeds what that he had committed in the previous life. He suffered some dreadful affliction owing the reminder to keep him the bad he committed to previous life. Agony and the fear of the calamity befalling him keep him on that kind of road. Such a man, even though became in agony, relation the earth, and world served by his son and wife, suddenly comforts death in the form of snake, which bites him and causes him, even if survives death, he passes the world is almost listless. His had is hunger, wanting this, which to remain insatiable by the food that his householder may throw before him. Stale food is thrown before the dogs. Soon the fellow would have the vocal cords obstructed by the rampant worm in the body. His bones ached and became difficult for him to move about. The wheeling sound is constantly heard in the voice. Due to the waning consciousness, he remains lying on the bed, thinking about his life, even though surrounded by the kings and kings that keeps on approaching him. His sensual powers grew very dim, and he even failed to respond when questioned. This way, keeping this thought concentrated on the family, focus and not on the God. He dies amid on the loud wailing of his family members and friends. Oh God, exactly at the time of death, man develops a divine missions like to God. At the time, he sees the world throughout the instant with the Lord Almighty and becomes incapable of speaking. The warning sensual powers turn the anonymity being into the inanimate. It is a time the messengers of death approach him. When the five basic elements departure to the parent force, the man feels as if second is passing the century time. He suffers agony as though he is being bitten by 100 scorpions. When he held the messenger of death before him, out of the sheer fright he started oozing saliva forth from his mouth. Since many sinners have their mouth passage obstructed, their lives also escape from the body through anus way. At the time life escaped from the body, it seems the messenger of the death retained eyes with anger, huge work mouth carrying the staff, and smooths into the hands and their hats, their hackles. They have their horrible faces and hands with the nails and big, sharp, tall, carrying on insidious weapons. Seeing the dreadful past messenger, the dying man often passes stool and urine out of sheer fear. He cries in pain, but the messenger wrist a thumb-size suitable body from the time magazine. But that suitable form keeps on gazing its original form, putting a snooze around the suitable form and trending it. They carry it away as though the king's soldiers are dragging away criminals. Even while dragging it along, the messenger of death often threatened the subject from the death person, further threatening it from with the arid hell that lies ahead of him. The messenger says, "Oh, wicked soul, move fast, as you have to go to Yamaloka. You have to stay in the dreadful hell to like Paka, Kumbi Paka, and others. So you do not delay." Hearing these harsh words of the death messengers and the waiting cries on the neos and videos, that being cries is uncontrollable pain. The messenger subject to subtle forms, a variety of tortures and agonies. The messenger constant the thread breaking his moray as well. Shouldering the pain and fear that bee moves along. He feels airy, thirsty, and hungry, but he has to pass into the scorching heat and walk over the roasting sands. He doesn't get any shadow at all, not allowing to rest over a second. But the messenger of the death keep on weeping it mercilessly. He moves and falls repeatedly on the way. He faints and loses consciousness, but move he must. This way he is threatened, taken to the Yamantrayam about a couple of Muk- Mukhurutas, small unit of time. Reaching the death realm, he remains there for a little period. He returns to the men's of after getting permission from Emaraj. As he reaches the moral world, he tries to re-enter his whole body, but used by the messengers, he doesn't succeed. Then, due to unbearable hunger and thirst, he cries and keeps on suffering the agony. This allowed diet is only the pindas and libations offered by the sons, but remains throughoutly insatiate. Once the contrary, the little food offered this may further fits his appetite all the more. The liberation offered hardly quenches his thirst, and those beings who don't receive the post-mortem food in the form of pindas and liberation, this way remain loitering in every jungle hunger and thirst unless the post-death ceremonies are duly performed. The soul remains hunger and thirsty for oils. O Garuda, say Lord Vishnu, Pindas is divided into four parts. Two of them meant for the consumption of the five basic elements, which provide strength to the suitable form. The third part is given to the death messenger, and the fourth part is given to the person's ghostly identity. This is the way the Pritha ghost form, and the person gets the Pinda from 90 for the 19. On the 10th day of Pinda's dawn created a full body of the ghost, which makes it movable. O best of the birds, even when the person's body is destroyed through the incarnation in susceptible form, it is physical entity by the Pindas. It is with that little form it has to suffer the consequence of the good and bad it committed in the life of the earth. Now I describe how the suitable certain body is created by consumption of pindas. Pindas the first day form the dead of suitable body. On the second day is a neck and shoulder. The third day is the head, and the pindas on the fourth day is a backbone. Fifth day is a navel. Sixth day is the west and anus and organ and limbs. The pinda of the seventh day form bones, and the eighth day, ninth day, eighth and ninth thighs and feet. In the 10th day, the offering of pinda generate hungers and thirst in the body. So formed, one of these pindas, a suitable body, becomes incapable of partaking the food offered in Shartha in 11th to 12th day of the death of the person. 13th day, tied on the nose of the death person messengers like a monkey tied on rope, held by a trainer, and keeps come to the world in isolation. On 13th day, tied on a nose of death, messengers like a monkey, tied on a rope, held by the trainers, and keep come to the world in salvation. O Garuda, taking out of dimension of a river Vaitani, Vaitharani, Yam of Yama's bridge, 86,000 yojanas. Now the suitable form that dead person has to transfer the path at the rate of 247 yojana in every 24 hours. In the company of messenger death, she has to pass through 16 lakas or settlement on the way. That is Somyapuram, Shaunyapuram, Nagendra Bhavan, Kandharva Bhavan, Shailangam, Crown, Purnapura, Vichitra Bhavan, Tuka, Nama Skandapur, Shutabhya Bhavan, Rudranagar, Yogo Varshana, Sitadaya, Bidu Bita. Beyond this lies the Yamapuram. This ways lies the Yama nose, leaving all the skin and skin of this place. His inner soul transfers the path of Yamarayam. While moving on this way is being to suffer untold agony. But he don't get any relief. All the time he broods over this. He didn't suffer grief. But surprisingly, after intense such pain and agony, when he get his next life, he again forgot God and using had peace and relaxation. It is sort of food dedicated to the body of him and a person it was. According to the Hindu belief, it made the cooked rice and bringing objectively the Pindas provide strength to the suitable for to reach Yama. Yeah, nearly 8 months by for